What's happening with it, everybody? It's your boy OMD-300, and this is the live podcast on the Corner Store Podcast YouTube channel. Welcome. Vibe with me for a minute. Yeah. Welcome to episode 76 of the Corner Store Podcast. I am your host, OMD-300, and this is the Corner Store Podcast Live. Yes, the Corner Store Podcast Live. There are different versions of this podcast. I hope and pray that everybody jumps on to every version that I'm creating. I have a version now, which is an edited podcast. I'm using some gentlemen. Shout out to Nerd Night Music Production. They're doing my video podcast, episode 1. Shout out to rapper J. Claude. He's from Florida originally, but now living in LA doing his music. Shout out to J. Claude. He was the first artist, our first music artist, our first personality, our first person that was on the Corner Store Podcast, edited version. Episode 1 is now out. It's on YouTube streaming as we speak, soon to be on other platforms. But hey, like I said, this is the live version. This is the version that I do periodically. I was doing it 5 days, but now I'm going to do it periodically. I know things change, our lives change, and we do things. Things have to change sometimes, and you got to kind of do what you got to do and readjust. So with that said, welcome to the podcast. Like I said, this is episode 76. 76. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. And I'm happy to announce that episode 2 of the edited version of the Corner Store Podcast will be working in conjunction with a production company, a horror production company. A young lady by the name of Yolanda Morales, who is the CEO and in charge of a video production company, which you will find out what the name is, who they are, and what they do. Yeah, you'll find that out very soon. You'll find that out very soon. And it's funny, speak of the lady. She just texted me just now as I'm doing my live. I guess, we preparing and been talking periodically during the day about tomorrow's shooting of the podcast. Obviously, it'll be out sometime next week. Or sometime this week coming up, maybe even depending on how fast they are to do turnarounds on video edits, it might be up as soon as Sunday, maybe Monday at the soonest. But either way, it's going to be up. It will be my Halloween, since this is October coming up this weekend. Halloween is in about, 30 days away. And this will be my Halloween episode. So episode 2 of the edited versions of the Corner Store Podcast. Speaking on that, before I get into what we came to talk about, I have a new podcast payment plan or situation. So if you'd like to be on the Corner Store Podcast and you're in California, obviously, you can come and do a live episode, which is probably the most inexpensive now, because I am charging to be on the Corner Store Podcast. We're getting up there, and you could probably be seen by a few people. You may not on the lives. You may, depending on how many fans you have that are loyal to you and the people that watch my pod religiously when it comes to the lives. You could probably have at least 15 to 20 people on your live enjoying a conversation that we could have. So with that said, if you wanted to do a live podcast with me right here on the Corner Store Podcast in the San Fernando Valley studios, that will be a cool $25. You can come sit with me. Obviously, you'll get a gift from the podcast, and we can do it just like that. Or if you're in California and you'd like to be at home in the comfort of your own home, or if you're out of the state or country, we could do a podcast live on YouTube via split screen. You just Venmo, PayPal, Cash at me $15. I will send you the link, and whatever time you'd like to do it, we could promote it so people could see us have a chat. Or my new version, my new edited versions of the podcast are really, really cool. Like I said, go on my YouTube channel, Corner Store Podcast. That's Corner Store with a K, onto my podcast page, and you can see episode 1 of that new venture. If you wanted to do an hour episode that way, that studio that we would do that at is in West LA in the Little Ethiopia area of the Fairfax district. A 1-hour podcast for that is $100, and a 30-minute podcast for that is $70. And I'm telling you, to be worth it. My subscriptions are going up, and people would actually get a chance to, see what you do, whatever that is. Hey, what's up? Hey, how you doing, Slim? Shout out to Slim. What's going on? This is the Corner Store Pod. One of my favorite people in the world, like Slim from New York, is on my podcast right now, on my live. Slim, I'm speaking to you directly. I have several versions of this podcast now, as you've seen, and you're pretty much on my channel pretty consistently. Please go check out my new edited version of the Corner Store Podcast. We have a special Saturday episode. It's not going to be live, but we have a special Saturday episode, which will be my Halloween episode of the new edited version of the Corner Store Podcast. And that will be with guests, the horror queen herself, Yolanda Morales. It's going to be a really, really cool podcast. And look for that, because that's going to be edited. It'll be on the page. And doing my thing. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for checking me out. Tonight, we got 2 shows actually going on. Obviously, right now, the Corner Store Podcast episode 76 is live. And we also have tonight, after Corner Store Podcast, we have Track Vibe. The Track Vibe episode will be episode 4, and we'll be listening tonight to some of the new and hottest beat makers from YouTube out there, putting out some really, really tight beats and some really stuff that some rappers might want to take to the studio and handle your business on. So Track Vibe will be on tonight as well. So I appreciate you. I appreciate like Slim. I haven't seen her in forever. She is a wonderful, wonderful lady and a loyal listener and watcher of the Corner Store Podcast. Queen, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. We appreciate your loyalty. We appreciate another beautiful lady, Sonia Ingersoll, who's a loyal listener and very close to me friend. She'll probably see this episode later on today. And I want to give her a shout out, as well as Mr. Slim, Just Lavina, Tony from Tony TV, Crenshaw Wear Store, and the owner there, wonderful dude. No Hands. Shout out to Will Jemison, Lou Dub, the homie. Shout out to Doja and a few other people out there. Rest in peace, Brian Myers, a friend of mine, passed away many years ago, real close to me. Shout out to my kids. Shout out to Brandon Davis, KG Hustle. Shout out to Drew Davis, and my oldest daughter, Claudia. Just wanted to get those shout outs out the way. That crossed my mind. You know what I'm saying? It's important to let everybody know that, you know what I'm saying, you appreciate them. Hopefully they well wish you and want you to succeed in the ventures that you're venturing in. Just like the people I just shouted out, I'm pretty sure they want me to do well. So with that vein, I appreciate it. Let's talk about what's happening. I had wrote this down because it's tripping me out what's going on out there. Funny thing is, the world ain't changed much, obviously. It's gotten a little bit more thicker with bullshit. So you just got to have more toilet paper, I guess, right? With that said, let's get into it. Just today, an arrest was made in the 20-some-odd year investigation of Tupac Shakur, kind of shit. Tupac Shakur's killer. And Compton Crip, one of the leaders of the Compton Crips, Keefe D, was named as that suspect. He was arrested today I think on count of murder or conspiracy to commit murder, either being involved some kind of way. Because they actually I think that they believe that the killer, Orlando Anderson, is dead already. They think he was the one who pulled the trigger, and Keefe D might have been the one who told him to do it. I know we only got one person on the live, and she's from New York. But what do you think of that? Do you think he's being railroaded? Is he the scapegoat? You being from New York, do you believe they'll ever find Biggie's killer? Or was Biggie actually killed by the police, which they'll never find? Maybe it was that rogue cop. A lot of people don't realize that cop that was rogue, a part of that little crew that got from the LAPD that got arrested and sent to prison. Denzel Washington, who played that cop on the movie, that's the character that they had made for Denzel Washington. He was actually playing that cop, the dirty cop from the LAPD back in the day. So I don't think we'll ever find Biggie's killer, to be honest with you. I think that's a lost cause. I think that you can hang that up. They're not, nah. But there's a chance that the Crips. Now, see, you know what's so funny about this? There's a rumor that the Compton Crips was down with Diddy. And the rumor is, and I'm just putting it out there because that's what, the streets don't be lying. Look, all these years, people were saying, and that one detective was saying that Keefe D was the one that was involved in this all these years. I don't know if they pinning their ears back and he's really the one that really did it or whatever. Or they just making him the scapegoat just to say that they found somebody, whatever. I don't have no clue. But if the facts come out that he was the person involved, then you got to look at Diddy too, because from what I understand from the rumors out there on the street, is that Diddy was pissed so mad at Pac that he wanted him dead and he had put a hit out on him. I don't know if there's a paper trail at all behind that, because I don't think Cash App and none of that shit was prevalent back then. Niggas probably dealt with cash like they, back in the day, that was the smartest play anyway, to steal some cash. So let's hope that ain't facts. You know what I'm saying? Gene Deal does know. I be watching Gene Deal videos on YouTube. Gene Deal know about his sexuality and everything, because Gene Deal was that nigga's personal security. You are absolutely right, Light Slim. You are absolutely right. There's a good damn chance that everything that man has been saying when in regards to Diddy and Biggie and wanting Biggie to be dead, to have that catalog, to be able to own the masters. Now, all of a sudden, he's out there giving the masters back. Now, look, this is all speculation, but it's so goddamn, it might sound far-fetched, but it makes so much fucking sense. It just does. The fact of the matter is, Pac needs to be, I'm not going to say avenged, but this case needs to be put to bed. Somebody needs to be brought to justice behind this. I hate that it's a brother. I hate that it will be anybody's color, but we end up killing each other anyway all the time. We don't like each other. Black people don't like each other. Let's keep it a buck. We can't stand each other. We hate each other. We know that. One of the greatest to ever do it. Nipsey Hussle, the cat behind me right now, Tupac, get killed by other brothers. Jealousy and envy is a motherfucker, man. And money go long. Money will take your ass the fuck up out of here. Somebody say at the right price, they doing bad as hell, kill that nigga, man. Just walk up, shoot that nigga in the head. I'll give you 200,000. If you doing bad and you broke as hell and they tell you can do it, nobody ain't gonna catch you, and you really think about it, they lay the plan down and tell you gonna think about that shit. And that's how bad life is. Motherfuckers doing that bad that they'll let murder cross their fucking mind. I don't know if that's the case with these two situations with Nipsey Hussle or Pac, but I believe that money can make people do stuff. And Diddy had the right amount of money. If he really wanted to say, go kill Tupac for $1 million, a motherfucker kill that nigga. This niggas is doing bad out here. And that was doing bad out here back then. So $1 million went a long way back then. We don't know if this facts now. Like I said, this is all speculation. But hey, it is what it is. I don't know how this is going to play out, but let's keep watching. Keefe D arrested in the murder case of Tupac Shakur. The next thing I want to talk about, this is pretty deep. I had a conversation with somebody that was real close to me about this, and it became a subject that was going to be on the pod. I had to talk about it. Like I said, I have different versions of the Corner Store podcast now. And this is, the live is usually the one. These shows, these pods are usually the pods where I talk and speak my mind and say what I think. Sometimes in a very serious way and sometimes in a very comedic way. A lot of times in a very comedic way, more than it is serious. But I do tend to get a little serious on here. So with that said, a wellness check was performed on none other than used to be America's sweetheart, Britney Spears, after she was seen oddly and weirdly dancing in scantily in little panties and a little top in her house with 2 butcher knives, like she was doing some ritualistic dance with weapons or something. But it was more like her old ass 1990s dance steps that she used to do, spinning and flipping and doing that stiff ass shit she used to call, you know, her dance moves with those knives clinging together. After people saw that, they felt like maybe somebody needed to go over there and check on her mental stability. And I would agree. After talking about this or bringing this subject up, this broaches something I think I've mentioned on here before, that fame is something that will drive your ass absolutely insane. A lot of people try to reminisce why these people will get famous and do so well and be on top and then flatline at the end when they're not as popping anymore. It all fizzles. I don't understand why people who become famous or become influential for a time don't prepare for when this shit is over. It's the same as if you was an athlete. Quarterbacks, not every quarterback play 20 years like Tom Brady. He's an aberration. He just happened to be on a team to where not only did they have superior linemen and people that blocked for him, and he was smart enough to know how to do certain things, because he's been hit before and has been hurt before, but he was smart enough to know the game and how to maneuver, and just ended up on a team where they used to let him hold and do all kind of shit. It was all beautiful for him. Not every quarterback is going to be able to live that life. The same thing about a music artist. NSYNC, when they popping, it's going to end. New Edition came out, it's going to end at one point. So why do these people still fall into this psychosis of trying to figure it out afterwards? First off, a lot of them most artists are not crazy, but because they're artists, there's a little crazy in them. It's just true. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying if you're a type of person that's like an Einstein type person that is a mathematician, there's an art form to be mathematical and even scientific, but it's in a different way. I'm not saying that Einstein wasn't nuts, but he just, I think we all have a little bit of bipolar in us some type of way, or abnormalities, brain function wise. What is normal? Who fucking knows what normal is? If you think just because you in a suit, tie, your hair is cut, and you're walking normal, that you're normal, that's a perception thing versus what reality is. Somebody with green hair and rings all over his fucking place could be the smartest motherfucker right there on the street. It's just his appearance would make you think he's abnormal because of the way he looks. I bring that up to say this. A lot of the people that we loved and have cherished and listened to musically and all that ain't necessarily all they cracked up to be. They be really slow. Amanda Bynes comes to mind, Disney star, beautiful little young girl, grew up on TV. Her ass lost her fucking marbles. These people be already bipolar, and the people that sign them on looks alone. Because you can't tell me watching Britney Spears dance when she was in her heyday versus today. She was stiff as a board, and thank God they had choreographers that could work with her and make her look a certain way. She was talented in some things. She wasn't a vocalist. She was just really pretty, very likable, very cute. Because when they do that, and all that shit like that, that shit is cute. And the little kids be loving it. And they be wanting to be like Britney Spears, you know? And the next chick, well, who was the next chick? It was Miley Cyrus. This shit goes in cycles. And then Miley grows up and becomes the woman she is today. Now, everybody knows who's America's sweetheart is now. That's Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift is getting up there in age. There's this chick coming down the pipe somewhere. We don't know who it is. People thought Chloe Bailey or whatever that little baby girl from the Mermaids movie was going to be like one of America's new little pop chicks or whatever that was going to be popping. Nope, you fucked up when you did the Mermaid movie. Killed your shit. She'll do some things and she'll be back. She's talented. But people don't want to really fuck with her like that because of that mermaid. You know, whites went crazy when they saw that shit. I saw the movie. It's very cute. Very cute movie. Very good. But it's a taint on it. And that's the reason why they made that upwards. It's like they did about Black Panther and other movies. Why aren't there any whites in the movie? Are you people insane? We ain't had nothing. When it was blaxploitation films back in the day, like Black Caesar and Three the Hard Way, y'all laughed at that shit. You thought it was funny. Because you wouldn't do no movies with black people in them. You just throw a few blacks in these characters here and there, spotty and shit. But we start doing our own shit. Shit was funny until motherfucking Black Caesar made $3 million and 5-6 million worldwide. Y'all start taking notice then. Well, then maybe these niggas are viable. That's just what it's all about. It always comes back to the mighty green dollar when it comes to anything. And the only reason I can say that is Britney Spears is exactly what everything else is in the world, a cash cow. Whenever somebody motherfucking sees something, that girl's cute. She can carry a tune, maybe not in a Samsonite bag, but in a grocery bag, meaning she sings okay. But she's cute and we can teach her some dance moves. We got some hip black choreographers that can teach her some moves. Yeah, not checking to see if she's psychologically balanced to even handle all the notoriety and fame. Kevin Federline knew exactly what he had got himself into. He was with the bitch. And he hurried up and put 3 kids in that, skeeted 3 kids in her ass. And who ended up with the children? He did, because the judge knew that chick wasn't sane enough to be mama to him. So she's clanging knives together now, damn near 40 years old, dancing on Instagram. What did you think was going to fucking happen? I wish you well, man. I do. I know I'm talking shit and laughing and stuff, but hey, I wish you well. I do. I wish you the greatest mental health. I'm telling you, because you actually, with all the money in the Britney Spears wear that was at Walmart or Lane Bryant or wherever you had your clothing line, all of that heyday shit you should have been ready for this. You should have bought 3-4 properties, which you probably have. That's probably why you live well to this day. You did take some. I hope you took couple million and invested it with a venture capitalist cat, and he put that money some smooth shit, and now you have dividends coming in every year. I hope so. So you can keep dancing and spinning with them dirty ass feet. I forgot to mention that. What's up with your fucking feet? You at home, clean your fucking feet. You rich. Yeah, I guess a wellness check was warranted. God bless you, Britney Spears. I guess it's hard to become falling from an A-lister to a C-lister. I guess that would kind of hurt your little psyche. Speaking of another Britney, it's Britney Day on the Corner Store Podcast. Now, this Britney is a sister. I guess you can call her a sister. No disrespect to you, Miss Renner. You probably would say some real wild ass shit to me if you heard how I just kind of introduced you on here. I don't know you from Adam. All I do is know. I know one thing: two of the lightest skinned chicks that I like and think are attractive. I have to say you are pretty cute, and so is Drea from Drea, the girl who's been on BT and all these different shows. Love and Hip, I believe she was on before. I'm not sure. I think it was something Basketball Wives or something like that. Dre is very sexy, beautiful eyes, body sexy. You're two of the cutest, lightest skinned females out there to me. But recently you was on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharp, and you admitted that you have a body count of 35 guys. Folks, I'm here to tell you right now, if that girl is ready to admit that she let 40 guys, almost 40 guys fucked up, double that number. I ain't gonna say triple it. That's just two-way out. I'm gonna assume that ain't the case. But I'm telling you, if she's telling you 35, it's probably 75. I'm telling you, women something else, especially a woman like herself. She trying to get that bag. She got a little kid about the basketball player. She getting money from that. She trying to get that bag. Why would you go on a video with Charleston White? Everybody done seen who Charleston White look like, right? You know that's the reincarnation of Sammy Davis Jr. is Charleston White. They basically, Sammy Davis Jr. died, came back as Charleston White. That's his new life. So anyway, Charleston White got her booty rubbed all in his face and on his lap and everything. He got up, played like he didn't like it. You know damn well he liked it. He's trying to play this persona that he's some man. You got a glass eye. Get that fucking shit out of here. I hate to talk about the dude, but he get on my fucking nerve, to be honest with you. Some shit he say, I'll be like, okay, I see. But then I think he just there just talking. You know, like most people is. You say some most outlandish shit you can. It goes viral. You get paid by it with all of your things. See, because when your name is out there and you say some wild shit, you just clickbait that or click him, and all the shit he's ever said and done come on. And that way, you know, when you out there, the algorithm, I was just talking to the homie about that. We finna break this algorithm shit too and get it really popping for the Corner Store Podcast, because I got some shit to say too. You ain't gotta like me. I ain't give a fuck about being liked. I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that I can take care of myself and my family, and also get to this point where this foundation that I'm trying to create can also help some people who deserve it. Now, there's people out there don't deserve, that's doing bad, don't deserve the help. You know who I'm talking about. There's somebody you know that be fucking up on purpose, don't try, and all that shit, and living fucked up. And you be like, man, that nigga deserve to be there. He ain't trying to do shit. I ain't trying to help you. You don't want no help. There's people out there that's scratching like, God damn, if I could just catch a break. Well, shit, the Puzzle Piece Foundation, once its inception, once it's doing it, with the idea, it ain't no idea no more. It's actually going to be a thing. We're going to have, you know, make it a nonprofit. I would love to be able to open a nonprofit building, transition building that gets monitored like a motherfucker. I don't want no bitch ass people monitoring these people. I want y'all to feel good about living in a transition place. It's a short-term transition home too, like to get you going, you know, as you being, if you live in there. I got a lot of ideas about it. Let me not go into that, because that's a whole nother podcast. Oh, I should have made that Kobe. But like I was saying, Brittany Renner saying she took down or took down by 35 dudes. And she said too, also adding that a lot of them was just random niggas that she just one night stands. That girl nasty, man. Now there's a lot of chicks out there be doing their thing. And you know, and if you've dated, and if you're a guy, you dating females, you out there popping, and you meet somebody and you bone them, whatever, eat the cooch. 9 times out of 10, she'd have had somebody up in that shit before you did that. Hopefully she clean, and hope to God. That's what I'm saying. It's hard to just be fucking with everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? You might see some ass, juicy, beautiful face and tits, but I'm telling you, you don't know what that woman be doing, especially when they be bad. Hopefully they the type of bad chicks that think they so bad they ain't popping like that. Anybody gonna get this, they gonna deserve it type shit. I can get with that. But there's some chicks out there who know they fine, they use their coochie for power. Brittany Renner is that type of chick, the way she did that boy played for the Charlotte Hornets. That was janky. He really liked you. Some wild motherfuckers out there. But anyway, she was on Club Shay Shay, said that. So you know the type of chick she is. You've already seen how she get down. She said it's 35. Chances are it's 65, 70. I'm telling you, double that number. Because that chick right there is janky. Sorry, Brittany. I don't know you. Never met you. You'd probably be like, fuck him. Who is he? Old ass. Okay, fuck. You nasty. 35 niggas. Calm down. You said 15. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? You said 35 was Glee. So that meant it's 55. On me. They done bopped you. You know what I'm saying? Your shit's so wide open. Babies come out like this. What is going on? What's happening? Babies be talking and shit. They take their own umbilical and unscrew that shit and walk away. I'm sorry, I know that was terrible. Yo, this is a tragedy. It's always one that's gonna be negative on my shit. You already know. And Chicago is known for this. Come on, man, we gotta do better. There's a little rap kid, especially you finna end up probably getting killed. If you're going to do this. The kid's name is El Chapo, as a play on the name from El Chapo, the little notorious Mexican mobster, the Mexican mafia leader, or whatever cartel he was running down there. This kid calls himself El Chapo. Well, this Chicago rapper, guess what? Killed. Car was shot up 40 times. This nigga obviously just getting started, really. The nigga's idolizing this nigga. Car shot up 40 times. He's no longer with us. What the fuck is going on, man? Now, people are gonna say, man, why do you talk about that stuff, man? That should go all the time. It shouldn't go all the time. That's why I talk about this stuff. Kind of fucking world we living in. Young Dolph dead. Offset, not Offset, but Takeoff, gone. Nipsey Hussle, gone. For what? We so psychologically fucked up in the head, we kill each other with no malice. That's why that goddamn silhouette at the gun range is painted black. We just aiming at each other and kill each other. White dude walk in front of your ass gonna drop the gun. Oh shit, I'm sorry, massa. I didn't mean to point the gun at you, massa. I meant to kill that other nigga, massa, from the other plantation, massa. Welcome to America. That's how we do. Another rapper dead. I looked this up. In the last 5 years, over 30 fucking hip hop artists, maybe more. I think it was 35 on that one list, have been killed. 35. Let's make a bet for those who are on this live right now. After the live is over, because it's coming to a conclusion real quick, I want you to go Google how many hip hop artists, black young hip men, hip hop, and women actually, because there's been women artists that have got killed too that I spoke of on the show before. One from New Orleans very recently was murdered and gunned down in her car, going to her car. This was in Louisiana. You know, let's find out on the next Corner Store podcast and compare notes of how many artists have died in the last 10 years by gun violence. Obviously, it has a lot to do with the criteria of what they rap about. We all know that. You know what I'm saying? So what is summarily wrong with the hip hop now, where we talking about popping pills? And we've been talking about the same things for a long time, but most hip hop artists, when you went like Nas and them, yeah, you hear some shit about gunplay and dope sales, But there was other songs on the album too that was talking about not doing that shit and trying to uplift. You know what I'm saying? They knew how to mix it up. Today, you go to every song. The only cat that I'll talk positively about that rapped about negative shit was Young Jeezy, who now known as Jeezy, because he would talk about cocaine on every song, but the songs was all dope as hell. I ain't never seen nothing like that. It's a talent to be able to do that. But there's an epidemic going on where we're killing ourselves. All we're doing is killing our numbers. If it ever do go down to where we need to defend ourselves from some other race, shit, we killing ourselves. I don't even know if that would make us join forces. If all of a sudden there was a rash of murders of blacks, which there have been lately, which I'm supposed to have been talking about, and I'm going to mention it now when I get a chance to write in my notes. Over 30 some odd kids have gone missing in Ohio. I forget I think it's Cleveland. But kids is missing like a motherfucker. Black kids. Could be a serial killer out there. Could be a band of motherfuckers, just like on that movie, The Purge, Part 3, I was looking at the other day, that's driving around with a truck. And this truck ain't nothing but a giant fucking oven. And they just taking up people that's not white and putting them in the oven and setting them on fire. When we're driving around with a speaker, you cannot hide from us. See, if it ever get to that point, we so stupid, we killing each other out there. Even during The Purge, if you ever watched any of the Purge movies, blacks was going against blacks in The Purge. We even link up together. So the movies even know who we are. That's fictitious bullshit, but they writing that shit actually exactly what how fucking, because art, all movies is what we call the definition of art imitating life. So if that fucking film already knows that we're not gonna link together, of course they're gonna write it as such. There was some 3 cheerleaders bitches trying to kill this black nigga because he wouldn't let them eat the candy or steal the candy out the store in one of them Purge movies. So they know who we are. They know we ain't gonna fucking band together and we gonna argue, and because that shit is true. They've designed who we are. We was raised here. All we know is how to kick it the way they programmed us to kick it. I'm trying to break that fucking psychosis. 57 years it took me to realize this shit is bullshit and it's a game. Psychological warfare at its finest. They made movies about MK Ultra and them. You've been brainwashed by all the shit you've seen, all the TV shows from Bewitched to I Dream of Jeannie to Lucy, nigga. That's what you think the world is and how we supposed to kick it. All the time, you didn't even see yourself on them fucking programs, but you raised by that shit. Because we all latchkey kids. Parents was broke, so they had to work 2-3 jobs. So we had to take our asses to school on our own in the morning and come home at night and eat wieners till they got home. That's the world we come from. Talk to me now if I'm lying about that shit. You know I'm telling the truth. Don't let none of that shit distract you from what really going on, all the shit. Because I let a lot of the stuff in the past keep me from doing what I need to do in this here future. And that shit pisses me off a lot. I deserve to be doing better, so therefore I will be getting better and doing better every day. And I hope you're doing the same goddamn thing. I hope you're doing the same damn thing, because I'm on. I'm going to be watching, y'all. It's your boy OMD-300. This has been episode 76 of the Corner Store Podcast. Light Slim. Shout out New York. Viva New York. Sonya Ingersoll. Shout out. Will Jemison. Shout out to Will. Shout out to everybody out there. Y'all stay God blessed up and do what you got to do. You feel me? I'll holler at you. Oh, yeah. Stick around for Track Vibes. That'll be on in probably 15 minutes. Track Vibes. See you next time.